I've been covering the shooting of John Crawford in an Ohio Walmart from the very first time I heard of it. You can go there. I have on our YouTube channel where you can find that our coverage of it has been lengthy and detailed. I've made sure to give every single bit of information I could find, whether it's from articles, whether it's from on-the-ground accounts, whether it's from the family and the lawyer of John Crawford. And this case to me has been astonishing that the media hasn't covered this more. And just yesterday, an Ohio grand jury decided that the two police officers who killed John Crawford in August would not be charged. Jeez. Now, for those of you who need a quick refresher, John Crawford went into a Walmart. He saw a BB gun. Some call it a toy. Others say it is a hunting for small game, but it cannot harm a person type rifle. He saw one, he picked it up, and he walked around the store with it. Now, the surveillance video was originally not released. And when you see it, which you will because it now is released, you will see it in this video if you're watching this on YouTube, and I will describe it for our podcast listeners as we play it. You will see why they did not want this video released. Because the public outcry before the grand jury made their decision to not charge these police officers would have undoubtedly been so big, I think the decision might have been slightly different. What you will see is a young, unarmed black man entering a Walmart, walking over to an aisle, picking up an unpackaged, loose BB gun, walking around the store. Majority of the time, the end of the BB gun is pointed down. Sometimes he's swinging it, pointing it slightly at products on the shelf, never at an individual. I would like to point this out because the guy who called the police, Ronald Ritchie, specifically said he was going around pointing it at children, pointing it at other customers, threatening them. He said that Crawford was pointing it at people, and he was loading the gun right now, and it looked like he was going out violently. This was said by Ronald Ritchie and his girlfriend, who both were on the phone with police following John Crawford. Remember now, as I previously said when I previously covered this story, his girlfriend was riding on a scooter because she was injured, following John Crawford around Walmart. Now, if you or your girlfriend saw what you thought was an armed man in Walmart threatening people with an assault rifle, would you let yourself or your girlfriend or anyone you know follow this dangerous individual around, let alone when you're injured and can't run away that you have to use a device to get yourself around? So, we're going to play this video now. And it's disturbing. And there's little to no sound. The video that I am playing did match up the 911 dispatch call with the audio, although we're not sure. The prosecutor claims that it is synced because they claim that the audio matches the part where he was told to drop the rifle. But you can't tell because the surveillance video had no sound. So it's not sure, because we're talking milliseconds here between the cops saying drop the rifle and them shooting, and whether he dropped the rifle before or after. Again, this is a BB gun that looks like a rifle. They're not sure whether he dropped it before or after, but even then it doesn't matter. But I will play this video, and we will for the people listening to the audio only, I will narrate. Let's play it. Ready?
Mm-hmm. It's playing.
Okay, so John Crawford, via the surveillance video, is walking into Walmart. He's clearly on the phone. His hand is to his head. One of his arms is to his head. He walks up to an aisle, and he picks up the Crossman MK177, which is loose. It's a BB gun / pellet gun type device. Now, the video speeds up to show that he walks past people. And at no point do the people he walks past give him a second look. At no point do they run away from him. At no point do they feel threatened by him. The video sped up as he walks through all the different aisles in Walmart, the gun pointed down. Here he was walking into the final aisle before he is shot. He has the rifle. This is the first time I've seen him holding it up, leaned against his shoulder. You know, sort of like if you were a person from the 1920s walking around with a fancy cane and you put it up on your shoulder. That's literally how he's holding it, relaxed. Remember now, this Walmart's in Ohio, where it is completely legal for you to walk into Walmart and open carry. So he's standing in the aisle, gun pointed at nobody. We are watching a second camera view of a door that's situated across from the aisle. So you'll be able to see the police approach him from the first camera view, and the one that's on John Crawford is where you will see him get shot. Again, children have walked by him. A mother and children have walked by him. They're in no rush.
26.
Okay, now here's where the 911 dispatch audio is attempted to be synced with the surveillance video that has no sound.
2026.
Okay, here comes the Beaver Creek, Ohio police. They shoot. John Crawford had dropped the rifle, and he sort of ducked out of the aisle into the area in between the aisle he was in and the aisle that's after it. He then comes running back into the aisle where he dropped the gun. I'm assuming he realizes now that the police were the ones who told him to drop the weapon, and he's been shot. You could hear him screaming. He drops to his knees.
Gunshots in the store.
He's on the floor screaming, and the police are yelling at him. I just want to play that one part right there where the police... I want you to watch the amount of time, whether or not he dropped a BB gun before the police said drop it or not. Would it have made a difference in the amount of time that they took to shoot him after or before making this command? And watch as he comes back to comply. He wants to... I realize now what's going on. My back was turned to you. I had no idea what was going on.
26. 2026.
Just unbelievable. Again, here comes the police. Now watch the second camera. Don't pay attention to the first one. A shot. He falls. He gets back up and walks back into the aisle. Falls on his knees.
Gunshots in the store. Police officers are here. They're on the scene.
All right.
Yeah, thank God the police are on the scene to murder a young unarmed man. It's just unbelievable. You know, the police are the professionals here. They should have known to come in, see the situation, what's actually going on, and then alter what the phone call, what situation they prepared for via the 911 call, and then taking it from there. But at the same time, I can't help myself but say this does not absolve the police of their wrongdoing whatsoever. They're 100% responsible for this man's death. But I don't see how someone cannot argue. How we at least can't have a jury decide whether this Ronald Ritchie, who is a white man, and his girlfriend are at least partly responsible for hyping up this situation and leading the police to this man's death. It's sickening, and this is on a day where in Ferguson protests are erupting This was yesterday again, the grand jury, and when this happened in Ferguson, where protests erupted because the Michael Brown memorial that was set up on the street where he was killed was burned down. And police showed up to corral the protesters while the police are wearing "I am Darren Wilson" bracelets. Now, I don't know about you, but maybe that's not what you should be doing.
Maybe.
When unarmed black men are being shot and killed across the country. Just unbelievable. No one is going to be responsible for John Crawford's death when there are literally at least 4 people I see who are 2 of them directly responsible for his death. The police, and then the 2 who called 911, hyping up the situation that was nothing. Disgusting.